I'm Vesa Vanska, and I'd like to talk to you about self-watering planters today. The desert planter line, which I brought from Finland in the early 90s to North America, and been manufacturing them under license since that day. We have planters across North America, right from California to Toronto to Florida, Florida to Alaska to Mexico. The product has grown very well over the past decade. What makes our planters different from conventional planters is the reservoir that is below the soil level. This allows our plants to get the water they need and the nourishment they need naturally as they would in the environment. Other reasons that make our planters different, sometimes bloom that our planters produce is almost better than in the environment because it's so well controlled on its own.
These self-watering planters have become a real mainstay to any communities across Ontario that are struggling with the challenge of providing quality visual impact during the summer for their visitors and their residents and the tourists and people who come to their community. And also they struggle and have challenges with the labor to produce a beautiful show of plant material in various locations.
So Terry, been a lot of years.
It has, Vesa, and you know, we've been able to design this area at the town of LaSalle at Millennium Gardens, utilizing some of the products that you've had us invest in, and you know, certainly even just right above us is one of those, and it just adds so much beauty to our waterfront. You know, based on the Detroit Heritage River, it adds a great background to it. And by us beautifying it with flowers and that, it just makes it more of an attractive location.
Mm-hmm. You're Director of Parks for the City of LaSalle. You were one of the first, you probably were the first to use the planters in this area.
I think one of the most important points, though, Vesa, is the product line that you have. It helps us achieve success. And certainly, you know, that matching the product to the climate, to the vegetation that we're planting is so key. And understanding that vegetation and how it will perform in your product, and that's what we're really interested about.
Right.
And as we know, and you and I are talking to the converted, but you know, the planter behind us and our street planters, the water containing it that allows the plant to drink through the drought, and sometimes when we're not able to water it on that hot Sunday afternoon, or sometimes that late Saturday that's hitting 35 and 39 degrees. And we know that the plants are going to survive until we get back to them on Monday. And that's the key, because from the beautification side, the product allows the beauty.
I can't say enough about having clients like the City of Windsor. And the Director of Parks from the City of Windsor phoned me, this is 4 or 5 years ago now, and said, Vesa, however many planters you can give us in the next 4 weeks, that's what we'll commit to. The Windsor Casino was being reopened with an addition they had put on onto the casino. They needed greenery in their downtown core. So I just said, yeah, we can get you all the planters you want. And they were very serious about it. And today, City of Windsor has approximately 1,600 of our planters in the downtown cores. And it all came from the simple fact that they could afford to maintain these planters without having to be out there with their watering trucks on a daily basis.
Our city council at the time, about 3 or 4 years ago, suggested to us as the Parks Department, what can you do to beautify the city? And we had already done some experimental work with a number of these planters and hanging baskets, and we made the recommendation to them that, well, you know, we could get into these portable planters, self-watering planters and hanging baskets in a bigger way, and that would allow us to enhance our downtown BIA, but all of our BIAs that are within the city. And as a council, and I have to give our mayor, Eddie Francis, a lot of credit, and the rest of the members of council, they said, you know, we want to enhance our streetscape. We wanted to make it look friendlier and more beautiful. And we felt that this portable planter system was the way to do it.
Well, for me particularly, I really enjoy the decoration that they add to the street. They really add the nice curb appeal that allows people to see that we are open, that the street is open. It allows people to feel comfortable to want to come into a place that's nice and green and welcoming.
Tell that even during a major festival like this, where people and structures and activities have taken over our downtown streets, we still have a lot of beautiful color for everybody to enjoy.
We did not expect that placing these in strategic locations, whether it be a median or near pedestrian or roadways, would actually slow traffic down. People like to see them. They slow down, they take a look. It's not necessarily a distraction, but rather it's a calming influence, and people like to see it, they enjoy it, and therefore there's an impact we really didn't expect to see.
Environmentally, we use approximately 1/10 of the water that a conventional planter would use or required to be used.
We're very pleased that the results show major savings in labor. The Coles Notes version would be simply, if you only have to water a planter once or possibly twice a month instead of every day or every second day, you can just do the math right there and see the savings in labor.
What makes our planters very attractive to the marketplace, the cities and communities, is a study that we did using 100 of our smaller planters, basically the hanging planter, the 2-foot hanging planter, where our planter would have a reservoir of 2 gallons. A conventional planter could use up to 5,000 gallons of water in a 4-month growing season, compared to our self-watering planter with the reservoir using only approximately 1,700 gallons of water. If we're only out there with the vehicles 1/10 of the time, watering plants only 1/10 of the time gives our workforce time to do other things, making the labor savings a very, very big part of the simple technique of our planter.
We have a contract with greenhouse operators out in Leamington that literally grow on the plant material in the hanging baskets, so they're very full when we do put them up in around about the 24th of May.
It's very interesting from a sales point and a manufacturing point to actually see what people do with their planters after they have received them. Going to a greenhouse with over 700 of our planters on the floor with thousands of plants in them, and then within days they're up hanging off the light poles of, for instance, the city of Windsor.
Same thing happens with our own staff and our own greenhouses with the planters that are on ground. We have them back there at that site, and we literally, through a production process with all our horticulture staff, we plant all the planters up within about a week's period. And that's a substantial number of planters. There's upwards of 1,000 of them.
So what makes our planters very versatile are all our larger planters have forklift slots in them for easy movement from location to location. So the versatility of moving them around is a very key point as to especially our larger planters.
water them on, get them established within the planters. They're ready to go for around about the 24th of May. We literally, with forklift, we load them up on a flatbed trucks and bring them down to our downtown, and overnight we transform the downtown with these planters.
During the course of the filming of this video, gave us a great opportunity to actually watch firsthand how these planters were put out there. It was, not to say the least, it was exciting. Over the course of 2 midnight shifts, the City of Windsor Park staff deployed almost 1,600 planters and hanging baskets. Windsor has been awesome for us as a business. It's been a great showpiece for us, continues to be today. They've actually helped us design some of the planters for their use, and we helped each other design a planter which is 60 inches in diameter by 40 inches and has now gone through 2 seasons of growth with 30-foot trees in them.
We're here in Charles Clark Square, and around me you can see that this is a hard surface area. It needs to be, because this is an outdoor ice rink in the wintertime. And during the winter we have a set of boards that go up around the periphery of this concrete area, and people come and enjoy ice skating and other events here. Well, in the summertime it was just an open, hot concrete space, and we felt we wanted to transform it into a location that people could come and enjoy it in the summertime, with some tables, some chairs, some umbrellas. But the most important thing here is we've introduced the Windsor planter and the trees. As you can see, the good-sized trees that are able to grow here, and with the plant material underneath, we're able to transform this area into an oasis that people can come and enjoy. People really love coming down here. As you can tell, we're setting up for a festival a little bit later on. There's all kinds of activities can happen in this space, and it's an example of how you can transform a concrete area into a usable space in your summertime.
Generally, the self-watering planters, depending on the location and the weather, you're looking at probably once every 7 to 10 days we have to fill them up. The difference, the regular non-self-watering planters, you're probably looking at, we're doing them say approximately 3 times a week, generally every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You have to loop through it and water those. Same thing, obviously, always weather depending if you get a lot of rain. Whereas these ones are every 7 to 10 days, so you're getting it's a huge difference in terms of the frequency of watering. You're doing essentially 4 times or 5 times less frequent than you would be with the non-self-watering. So it ends up being quicker with these ones, and it's a lot easier. It's convenient. Honestly, we wouldn't be able to handle 600 non-self-watering planters because you just couldn't do it with one truck running 3 times a week. There's only so much you can do in an 8-hour period. I really like these. I think they're really nice. They're handy for us to move around. You got the cutouts for the forks in them. They're nice to water. I think they look really nice. They give you a nice display. I think it's a quality product. I certainly like them over the cement ones. they're ecstatic. Like you hear, obviously, because I'm out watering them, so I'm talking to people all the time throughout the day, and the people always constantly comment how nice they look, how much nicer it makes things downtown look. They, most people always wish they could have one in front of their building, whether or not it's a city building or not, or they want to almost kind of take them home. So people generally, the public seems to be pretty ecstatic with their look and display.
Anyone who has spent some time in the city of Windsor has no doubt experienced their beautiful waterfront and perhaps attended some of the great outdoor concerts at the new waterfront band shell. Windsor has done a wonderful job with their waterfront, and we could not be more pleased that our planters are featured so prominently to embellish this wonderful site. Alfa Products is very proud to be a part of the beautification of the city of Windsor. Gladys, what are your thoughts on the planters that the city of Windsor puts out for you?
I think they're absolutely beautiful, and from people at the clientele at the bistro, they often say to us that they find it softens up all the cement. It's very hard looking with the parking lot, so it does soften it, and also that it doesn't block the view, rather it accents the background view of the Detroit skyline. I think it's an added bonus to the city to have these.
We gratefully acknowledge the effort and support of all those individuals that realize the value of our products and help make our planters such a great success.